And we've got our chief reporter, Kaveh Solhekol's come on to talk about this. I mean, this is massive news. I mean, Arne Slot moving ever closer, it would seem, to a move to Anfield. Why Arne? Why is he the top man, do you think?
Well, look, it's his record, it's his CV, it's the kind of person he is, it's the style of football that his sides play. Liverpool have been looking for a replacement for Jurgen Klopp really ever since Klopp told them that he was going to leave last November, although it was only officially announced in January. We all know that they were very interested in Xabi Alonso, but he's decided to stay at Bayer Leverkusen. They were strongly linked with a move for Ruben Amorim at Sporting as well. It looks like he won't be coming to Liverpool, although it was very interesting that he was filmed apparently flying into London on a private jet on Monday. So to me, that sends out the message that, OK, he might not be going to Liverpool, but he is still available. So if there are any clubs out there who are interested in Amorim, call his agent. I think what is interesting, though, is how many big jobs are available at the moment. And yes, Slot is the main target for Liverpool. I think if something can be sorted out with Feyenoord, there's a very good chance that he will be the next Liverpool head coach. But I would just be a little bit cautious and I wouldn't get too carried away, because I still think he would have a lot to prove if he does become the next Liverpool head coach. Yes, he's got a fantastic record in the Netherlands, but he's only been at Feyenoord for 3 seasons, I think, at the moment. Although they won the Dutch Cup last weekend, they're second in the table, 8 or 9 points behind PSV Eindhoven. So if I was a Liverpool fan, I would not be getting too carried away. Yes, on paper, he looks like a very, very good replacement for Jurgen Klopp. And of course, I would have faith in the people behind the scenes at Liverpool, having done all the due diligence. But I think he would still have a lot to prove. One really positive, I think, for him is that he's such a great communicator. He's very good with the media. He speaks perfect English. He's very charismatic. So I think Liverpool fans would look forward to having him there. And of course, his style of football as well. Very similar to Klopp, very aggressive, on the front foot the whole time, possession-based, pressing high. Apparently, he's a Pep Guardiola disciple, aren't we all? But, you know, on paper, it looks great. But on paper, a lot of other managers have come to the Premier League and it hasn't worked out. So I think it is a risk. But obviously, it looks like at the moment, Liverpool think it's a risk worth taking.
It's always a risk, isn't it? Always a risk. And he plays similar, like you say, style, but also formation as Jurgen Klopp as well. So that'll be interesting. But we know then that Liverpool like the look of this guy, but does this guy like the look of Liverpool? What's he feeling? I mean, it's a huge club, huge opportunity, you'd imagine.
Well, he hasn't said anything in public. Very interestingly, he was supposed to have a press conference today because Feyenoord are playing tomorrow night against Go Ahead Eagles. And our reporter, Gary Cottrell, is on his way to the Netherlands. He's desperate to get a word with Slot. I think Feyenoord and Slot are desperate that he doesn't get a word with them, but I'm sure he will do his best. But look, if he is offered the job, if a compensation agreement is worked out with Feyenoord, then I think he would take the job. He's been on record as saying in the past that he wants to work in the Premier League. The only concern I would have is in the background, we've got clubs like Barcelona, we've got clubs like Bayern Munich. His agent, one of the best agents in the world, very, very well connected. There's so many big European clubs looking for a manager this summer. I think, though, if he was offered the job, he would take it. But if he was offered the Bayern Munich job, would that complicate it? If he was offered the Barcelona job, would that complicate it as well? But at the moment, it looks like definitely Liverpool are in the driving seat.
OK, right. And just finally, his record, pretty good. You said they won the Cup, the Dutch Cup.
Yeah, I mean, he's been at Feyenoord for, 3 seasons? They hadn't won the title for 6 years. They won the title under him. They got to the Europa Conference final as well. They won the Dutch Cup last weekend. I think they're unbeaten this calendar year, but they're still 9 points behind PSV Eindhoven. Champions League This season, they didn't do that well. They finished behind Atletico Madrid and Lazio. They were in the same group as Celtic. I think they beat Celtic once. Celtic beat them at home. So his record isn't like absolutely exceptional.
No.
You know, I would contrast...
Erik ten Hag's was when he came here, wasn't it?
Exactly. When Erik ten Hag came to Manchester United, his record was better. What he'd achieved at Ajax, winning multiple titles, getting so close to getting to the Champions League final as well. So his record isn't, you know, absolutely right up there. I remember when Jurgen Klopp came to Liverpool, everybody knew Jurgen Klopp was the real deal, what he'd achieved at Borussia Dortmund in the German league and also getting to Champions League finals. So he's still got a lot to prove. But I think if Liverpool think he's the right man, if I was a Liverpool fan, I would trust Liverpool, I would trust FSG, and I would trust Michael Edwards.